This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by Next 1000. Dave Ridley here, signing in for ridleyreport.com this February 15th, 2008. I think in December, Ridley Report brought you the news of Max Abramson's effort to open up a Free Stater base in Seabrook, New Hampshire. I would like to report to you that that is now a reality, or will be as of March 1st. Max is reporting he has purchased a home that will have, he will have, I guess, what you might call a Porcupine Manor in Seabrook, and begin what he hopes is a process of keeping Seabrook, Seabrook. That's his motto. And how do you reach Max? I'm not really sure. Let me check. I guess the best thing to do for now is just email me here at ridleyreport.com using my YouTube channel, and that should get you started. But I do have a couple things to report on his purchase. He's got a home that he wants to rent out, and I think there's room for 5. Technically, there could be room for a little more, but I think it's ideally for 5. He's fallen in love with the house. I know that, and it's right on the Massachusetts border. It's actually within walking distance of the Massachusetts border, which is to some of us a disconcerting thing. However, he points out there are a couple of freedoms that one has in Massachusetts that one does not have in New Hampshire. For instance, if you wanted to, you could bring a case of liquor, or at least some liquor, I don't know how much, but you could bring some liquor over to the house and then walk a block south. You'd be in Massachusetts, where it's legal to sell liquor without a license, apparently. Now, I don't know that. I would check into that closely, and I'm sure he will before he lets any of that go on. But that's my understanding, is there is that one freedom in Massachusetts that you don't have here. Possibly a couple other freedoms. What are the other advantages? It's right next to the seacoast, obviously, so you're almost within walking distance of the beach. Max is also pretty excited about the economic environment in Seabrook. He says there's a lot of jobs, a lot of building activity. The Seabrook, apparently, again according to Max, is it's right next to a town in Massachusetts that is sort of the Massachusetts tax haven. So there's already a lot of people who fled the high tax towns in Massachusetts to get to a better part of Massachusetts. Some of them just go the rest of the distance, get into Seabrook. Taxes relatively low in Seabrook, partly because of the nuclear plant. Also, it's a very quick shot into Boston from Seabrook. I mean, considering the fact that it's in New Hampshire, it's about the closest place you can be in New Hampshire if you want to go to Boston. So it could be an ideal spot for commuters who are going into Massachusetts, as I had to do first couple years I lived in New Hampshire. All right, so just email me here at ridleyreport.com if you want to know more about moving to Seabrook. And this is Dave Ridley signing off for ridleyreport.com this February 15th. 2008 from Manchester, New Hampshire. A couple other things I should mention about the place that just came into my mind. It's got hardwood floors. It's within walking distance of Starbucks and some various shopping center or something. Additionally, speaking of Max, I would like to remind everybody, Max has been asking me to put this news out. I sort of gave him more credit than he really wants to take for the Next 1000 idea, the Next 1000 pledge, if you've heard about it, Next 1000. Well, I sort of gave him credit for coming up with the idea. He was quick to come up to me and say, no, Dave, that wasn't my idea. It was actually Dave Tapley's idea. I think also Seth Hippel gets some credit for the idea. So I keep running this ad. It sort of says that it was Max's idea. But really, Max is the guy who's taken it forward, and he's humble enough to keep reminding me, I didn't have the idea. Please give these guys credit. So that's what I'm saying now, is these guys deserve some credit. Sorry for the error in the ad at some point. When I make the new ad, I guess it'll be corrected. So, why is it that hundreds of liberty lovers have moved and continue to move to New Hampshire? In part, it's because of the Free State Project's First 1000 pledge. The success of that pledge gave this man an idea. Max Abramson of New Hampshire is starting what he calls the Next 1000 pledge, designed to get another 1,000 Free Staters into New Hampshire by 2011. To find out more, visit pledgebank.com/next1000.